Premier and other MECs, you know, as part of this Africa Day celebration. But I want us to just put the spotlight on the plight of refugees on this day.
Look, the Africa Day is a platform created to touch on issues like asylum seekers and refugees. Why have they been produced in the continent? And what are the challenges that the continent has? What are we doing to correct it? When we're talking about democracy, is it true in our continent, or we still have a lot to do? Those are the questions that the platform of the 25th May gives us to pose.
Okay. Now, you have two types of refugees. You have the illegal ones and the legal ones. And the illegal ones are a challenge.
Illegal ones are a challenge, and the illegal one, you know, might be also the condition. Some countries are not at war, but people are facing human rights abuses.
Correct.
So sometimes different governments take a longer time to assess these cases and to understand that the reality on the ground in different African countries is like our governments are abusing their own people. You don't have the right to be in an opposition party. You don't have the right to raise your voice about corruption in some countries. And I think there you need to congratulate South Africa. South Africa has achieved only in 24 years so much that we all need to protect, to work to protect it. That's exactly why when you see that some activists have been attacked and killed, I'm just talking about Nebro, the Ethiopian activist who was killed. We say, let us protect South Africa, because some governments who are abusing the people might infiltrate South Africa, coming to commit crime to taint the image of South Africa. We will work together to denounce this, but in some countries, in a nutshell, people are not free, although the countries are not at war.
But why is it so difficult for some refugees? I mean, if you are a refugee, it should be simple. You go to your hosting country and register. Yet we have so many illegal refugees in South Africa today.
Currently, in the South African situation, only 4% of people have been granted a refugee status. The 4%, currently we've been talking to some institutions like the African Center for Migration and Society and other stakeholders. We, as the African Diaspora Forum, we are even doubting about the 4% that they're saying, because almost all the cases have been rejected. And that's why we're making a call to government. We appreciate that the new government, the new South African government, want to have things done differently, and we really appreciate this. We are making this call to government to say, can we please urgently have a summit on migrant and migration to talk about these issues of migrants who are here, who cannot have the documentation. Because only 4% and 96% have been rejected. So you'll find that many authorities, and you take the example of Eman Mashaba, when he's saying that illegal people in my city, he knows what he's talking about. He knows that government for now doesn't give to the majority of people. So when you say that they are all illegal, you're correct. So we want to encourage government to see the good by giving some documentation to migrants, so that you are able to trace. If somebody is doing a wrong thing in a community, you're able to trace him. If somebody want to open a small business and employs a South African, you're giving him that opportunity to open the business, and also you're giving the opportunity to the person to contribute to pay tax. Because when the person is not registered, you cannot trace this person, and this person is using the public services free of charge. And that's, we cannot promote it. We only can be able to encourage government to sit and talk, and that's why we want to use this opportunity to thank the Houghton Premier, David Makura, who's doing a tremendous work for migrants and the local community to talk to each other, opening some platform. Exactly at 6 o'clock we'll be at Hilton Hotel to talk about what are the challenges, what can we do to correct, and that's what our discussion will be tonight.
Marc Gbaffu, merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much.
All right,
thanks.